Good morning, everyone. Just adjusting my camera. I hope it's okay that everyone can see. Just find out where you are on my phone. Eventually it'll come up, hopefully. Good morning, everyone. Just takes a little while to kick in. It's trying. Very trying. Hopefully I'll get it up. I'll just go back and go back in. There we go. All ready. And I'll see who's watching. Sit up, phone. Just say hi if you're on watching. Hello, Lorraine Steele from Canada. Good morning. Well, it's probably evening for you. I know it's in the United States, it's Friday evening, and it's probably similar for you in Canada. I'm just waiting for a few people. Here we go. Hello, Corinne and Jenny. Hello, good morning. Morning for me. I'll just let a few people come on first before I get going. I've got a couple of notes so I don't forget to tell you everything today. Hopefully everyone is good. I'm going on holidays on Tuesday. Looking forward to that. I just had a message from my daughter this morning trying to get organised. I'm doing all the food shopping. Good morning, Amanda. You have commented. Hello. Louise, hello. Amanda sent me, I think I've put it away somewhere. Amanda sent me a beautiful Christmas card. I think this mat's going to keep moving this morning because I haven't stuck it down properly. 7 p.m. West Virginia. Yes, I thought it was evening over there. I'm going to show you how to do this Starburst card this morning. It's not difficult. It's a good card for beginners, actually. I think it's quite simple to do, so anyone that's just starting out, if you're hopping on to watch, just waiting for a few more to come on. I know my friend Annette was coming on this morning. She's almost on holidays. She works at a school, so I found out this morning she's got one more day on Monday to tidy up some stuff, so then she'll be on holidays. I think mine's a permanent holiday because I'm retired. Good morning, Nerida. Nice to have you on. I hope people don't mind waiting for a few to come on. I know if I start, then someone will come on later and then have to go back and watch the replay, so we shall wait. Thank you, Jeannie. I might do some lives from the coast, but it won't be card making because I won't have my setup that I can put my device and all up on my arm that I've got here, and my lights and everything. That won't be down there. I'm limited to what I can take. Normally I take a whole pile of craft stuff. This year, normally I take a bit of everything and then I craft when I've got nothing else to do. Sometimes it's raining and you don't want to go out, but I think this time I've got quite a few kits here. So I think I might just go through them and maybe finish off some of the cards in my kits, and that will save me taking so much stuff that I normally I take a big trolley full and a little table and all my other stuff, so I might just do that. Good morning, Michelle. You're on holidays, school holidays as well. It's so simple to do as well, so I must get out. I'll see if I can find the one I did first. If it's here, yes, this one. I won't show you yet. I'll show you the first one I did because I made an oops, but the few people I've showed said it still looks okay. I normally get gel polish on my nails. These are my own nails, but they're due to be repolished on Monday with the gel polish. But they were so far down with no polish at all, so I just stuck a coat of something or other over the top last night just to tidy them up a bit, but yes, they'll be fixed up on Monday. They're my own nails, so hopefully they're all good then. It's hot in Cairns. It's very muggy here this morning. I've usually got my little aircon on in the room here, but I turn it off because it's a bit noisy when I'm doing the video, so I turn it off. I think we'll get started. Good morning, Carmel. Nice to have you on. And Patricia, who is not commenting, but I see that she's watching. Sometimes if you just come on and watch and you don't comment, well, I know me, I don't want people to know that I'm there, but yeah, I do know they're there, and I know they know I'm here. So if you're on, just say hi. I'd love to say hello. Good morning, Christine. Merry Christmas and happy and safe, healthy 2025. Yes, hopefully. I've been pretty good this year. I haven't had too many injuries. No bruises at the moment. My hand that I had last week, it's still bruised. That's a week and a half ago. I don't know if you can see the brown around here in between my fingers. This has still got a lump here. I did bash it against a wall, the corner of a wall actually. It was there last week and it's still brown in the thing. But it's not too bad. It's a tiny bit tender there, but other than that, it'll go away. Hi from sunny Melbourne, Jane. Good morning from Marianne from the US. We shall get started. So I'll introduce myself, even though I've been chatting to everyone. My name is Laura Stranks and I'm admin for this group. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. These are my pages and my group. If you're watching this morning, you're in this group, Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. As you know, all my PDFs for all my lives and my YouTube videos are in the Files tab in this group. So you're welcome to go in there and have a look and pick out some that you'd like to do. My YouTube channel, if you haven't already subscribed, it's called Creative Gems. And you can subscribe to that one if you wish. Let me know in the comments if you want the link, or just in a post in the group will be fine. Or you can private message me, I don't mind. So that's the business side of it. I hope you enjoy my group. Actually, I looked at my YouTube channel this morning because I know last week I think I put up a post that I had 4,000 subscribers, and I had a quick look this morning and I've got 4,104. So I gained 104 in a bit over a week, so I don't know where that came from, but that's lovely. I hope everyone subscribes. I don't get any benefit from it. There is some way that you can get paid for doing YouTube, but I think my grandson knows how to do it, and I told him if he works it out and does it for me, he can have whatever I get paid because I'm not interested in that. I just like doing videos and showing people how to create lovely cards. So this is what we're going to do this morning. It's called a Starburst card, and I put my measurements up through the week. I'll just show you the paper. I'm going to use this same paper that I've got here. These measurements will be in the PDF in the Files tab when I'm finished the video this morning. So this is the paper. It's a new paper. It's not available to customers yet. It's called Floral Delight, and it is so pretty. And I'm not normally a yellow person. I'm usually a blue person. So but this just caught my eye. I bought the whole suite. There's the paper, there's a stamp set and dies, there's little tiny bead trinkets that you can stick on, and there's also ribbon that goes with it, and there's vellum that goes with this as well. So it's a really pretty paper. And also I finished my workshops for the year that I host here. I host them on the first Wednesdays and Sundays of the month, and we're finished for this year. We start back in February next year, and I have designed 4 cards all in the same suite, from the same suite. So it's a product-based class. So I don't think I've ever done a product-based class before. So they're all with this paper and different designs of cards. I can't show you the cards because I know a couple of ladies that are coming on come to my workshops, and I usually like to keep them a surprise. The card I'm doing this morning is in the same paper, but different patterns of the paper. So, yes, Michelle, it is beautiful paper. And I have got a second pack already, but for customers, it's on pre-order at the moment for demonstrators, so you can get it up until customers go live. I think it's about the 3rd or 4th of January, and then we can order as much as we like. But I've got enough to tide me over for now. So this one here, and I'm doing similar colours, although my base is a different colour and my mat's a different colour, but the papers are all out of that same suite. So my base, it's 8 1/4 by 5 7/8. Now this is Australian measurements, so I think in America and up that way it's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. You can adjust it. Do your normal base, and then you do your normal mat. My mat is the blue, which is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. So if you do your mat, you just work out 1/8 of an inch border all the way around, so you can adjust that easily enough. And then your DSP or designer series paper, patterned paper pieces, you can leave them at the same length, and we'll cut them normally, and it'll just be a bit more overhang, and I'll show you when we get to that. So you can adjust it to your US measurements. That paper is gorgeous. Can't wait to see all the crafting shenanigans you get up to. I will put up a post when I prep all my stuff, and you will see the cards once the girls have done them. Good morning, Carol from Adelaide. We're just starting now. We've done a bit of rambling, talking at the beginning. So my mat is a coordinating colour. This is called Pool Party, which is one of the colours in the paper. And then my second mat, which is this one here, it's 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. So it's another 1/8 of an inch smaller again on there. That's the one we're going to put the patterned paper on too. So it's one size down again, and it will be the same colour as the base, because you want it will show up these strips in between the paper. So adjust, just if you're in the United States, just adjust your measurements from that. But your DSP, designer series paper, that can be the same size, and you'll just cut off a little bit more. You may be able to adjust it later if you find you're cutting off too much. So I've chosen 3 different designs. It's out of this same pack. I've got those 3, and they will be at 6 inches by 3 inches, and there's 3 of those, and I'll show you how we're going to cut those in a minute. And then my greeting mat, this down here, you can judge that. I've already stamped mine, but you need to judge it so that when you cut it in the corner here, that it needs to be down in this bottom corner. I'll explain that when we get to putting it on there. But if you put it in the middle here, you're going to end up cutting some of your greeting off. So you need to judge, even if you stamp it after, or just mark it where you need to put your greeting. That's those 2. And then my inside mat, which is the white, this one here, I'm going to use in here. I've just used one of the leftover pieces of the paper from the front. I didn't want to waste it, so I just put the diagonal cut piece on the inside. So that goes on that mat, on the white. And then some embellishments. They're my little bees that I've put on this one. I might use some, I've got some other, I'll just get them out. I've got some other embellishments. These, I think these were with another suite, I think. They're called party dots. I might put some of those on instead of the bees. I've used the bees on this one. I think you get 40 bees in the little tub. I'll show you those as well, wherever I put them. Slid down the back. You need to put, if you do get the bees, you need to put them on with a glue dot, because they've got no adhesive on the back, and normal liquid glue would not work. So they're my little bees. They're so cute, and there's 40 in there, so quite a generous amount for what you pay. So that's that, and we shall put that aside. Good morning, Annette. And Carol, oh, I think I said hello to Carol before from Adelaide. Good morning. So that's all the pieces you will need. Those measurements will be in the PDF, so you don't need those to do a screenshot. Now, what we're going to do, and I have scored, but I'll go through the scoring with you. So if you're in the US, I think your length this way is 8.5, so you'd score it at 4 1/4. With mine is 8 1/4 because that's the width of our A4 cardstock. So it's basically half a sheet of A4 this way and that way. And I'm going to score it at 4 1/8, which is there. Make sure you score and don't cut. So that's in half for that. So just for the US ladies, make sure you score it in the right place. And we'll burnish that with my bone folder. We took our son to the airport yesterday. He's off to Thailand. Well, he'd be there now. His wife's already over there. She's Thai, so she went over a couple of weeks ago, and he is over there now. So they're there for another 3 weeks. That is going on there, but we're not going to stick that on just yet. And all you want is this smaller mat that's the same colour as your base. Now, I do suggest when you're sticking this, we're going to cut those DSP first, the pattern paper. You do put either some sort of surface, not paper, underneath, because you're going to get a bit of glue on it and you want to be able to wipe it off after. So these 3 pieces here, we're going to cut in half. So they measured, when I get my measurements back, 6 by 3. So we're cutting them in half on the 3-inch side. So that will be at 1 1/2. I'm going to do the 3 together, hopefully without having them slip around. So at 1 1/2, because they're only paper, they should go through the 3 thicknesses at once. Cut them in half on the short side. So you've got your short side at the top. I'll move that down a little bit. And we're going to cut those in half. So they end up 1 1/2 by 6 inches. You could use, for your pattern paper, you could use a 6 by 6 pack of paper because they're the exact correct width. So now I've got those 3 and those 3, like so. Just move those up a little bit. Now, I keep putting the trimmer away, but we need it. You're going to cut each of these on an angle from top left to bottom right. So put your top left, if you've got another guillotine type one, you'll do the same thing. Put your point here in the track and the point down there in the track. Now when you're cutting, especially on a glider trimmer like this, you're cutting paper, don't start at the corner. It will tear. I'll just have a mouthful of water before I start cutting. Good morning, Janet. And good morning, Beth. So put your cutter in the centre and put the 2 points, top and bottom. So I've gone top left to bottom right. If you keep them all the same, it works out perfect. So I'm starting in the middle and I go up and down. If you start on the corner, you're going to drag these corners and you'll end up scrunching up your paper. So I'm just going to put each one aside and I'm cutting each of them. You could do these together, but I'm worried because they're on an angle, it's a little bit hard to get them to stay put. So I'm going to cut each one individual. Make sure they're in the track, like so. It won't matter if they're a fraction out because you're going to cut the edges off anyway. I will try 2 at once and see how we go. So just remember top left to bottom right. Make sure the 2 together. Cutter in the center of the paper and then put those in the point of the track. Make sure they're still there. So you can cut 2 at once. Doesn't matter if you don't keep these in order. They're we're going to alternate them anyway. And then the last two, top left to bottom right, points in the track, blade not on the points, just in the middle somewhere, and up and down. So that's all the cutting you need to do. Now, you'll need this second mat, which is your smallest one, and it's the alternate colour, not the alternate colour, the same colour as your base. And we're going to lay these on an angle, and I'm going to start, I'll show you the card I did first. Where did I put it? Right here, upside down. This is the one I did first. And I was thinking I had to put a point down, a point up, a point down, a point up. But you don't. You put all your points to the bottom and the wider pieces to the top. But I thought, well, that still looks okay. It's just not a starburst. It's just a different angle. So you could do it that way. Put a thinner piece at the bottom and then thinner at the top and go that way. It's just something different to do. And you still alternate all your patterns. That's out of a different paper. That's a celebration paper, which I won't go into that. It's a free paper that you can get if you're a demonstrator when you order through your catalogues. So we're doing this one where all the wider sections are at the top. And I'm going to put this nice bluey one. Now, so it doesn't matter that you miss the bottom corner here, because that's going to get covered with your greeting. So long as you overlap this top section here, just a fraction, start in the centre and aim that towards there. I'm just going to lay them out first so I know which way I want them. And then this one can go here. So you're just leaving probably about a 1/16 inch gap. Try and get them as even as you can. And then we've got this one here. We've got front and back patterns, so you could alternate and do all different patterns if you wish. I'll see how we go, what patterns we use. Then we've got, we could flip one, which I won't, but we've got the checkered one. So that will go there. And don't worry, so long as you're overlapping at this top section here, don't worry about the bottom, because all that's going to get covered. So that one will go there. And then we have that pretty flowery one there. And it's good if you can get to the edge here without having to fill in a little tiny piece on the corner. It's very difficult to get them to sit. And then we've got a blue one here. So that's how it will look when you're finished. So I'm going to try and keep those in that sort of order. I'll just move these aside and these three aside. If you start in the middle, it sort of gives you an idea of where to put them. So we'll start with this one here. Now you do need, you could use seal, like, where am I? My tape runner, wherever. Oh, I've got a cheapy one here. You could use one of these tape runners. You could use tear and tape, which would take you forever to do. But I find with liquid glue, you've got a little bit of wiggle room. Thanks, Betty. You could use, I find liquid glue is much better. Now, I wouldn't go right to the point there with your liquid glue because you don't need it right down the bottom, but do go into the corners at the top here. You will be trimming it afterwards, so, but if you've got a silicone mat or some sort of plasticky thing underneath, if you're on paper, it's going to stick to your paper and be hard to get off. So make sure, aim for the point at the bottom, but just move this up so that you're covering that top point there, like so, which that wasn't the one we were putting in the middle, but that's okay. We'll keep going with that. Oh, it might have been. Can't remember now. And then we'll do this one and just keep layering them about, it's about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch away, or whatever gap you like. You can do a wider gap if you wish, or a narrower gap. You could even butt them up against each other. I think you lose the effect if you butt them up against each other. You lose the pattern underneath. So this one here, just eyeball it along there so you've got that. I should have done my base in the blue. See, this is where you end up with glue, so make sure you just keep wiping it so you don't end up with glue everywhere. If I'd have done my base blue and then my matte yellow, and then this would have been blue underneath all the yellow, it would probably have stood out better, but that's okay. We shall keep going with this one. So I'm just going the one way to start with. Doesn't need to go right to the bottom, so it's going to get covered. And just keep gluing them into place. Quite a quick card to do once you've got all your pieces cut. Nice even border through there. And then this one, so you can go all one way to start, or you can go one either side of the centre one. Doesn't really matter. The corner piece is the tricky piece to do. And I'm trying to get them pretty much the same width all the way between. And we'll wipe some of that glue off. That's what happens when it sticks. You can move that. And that's the beauty of liquid glue. You can change them if need be. They're all good. And we'll give that another wipe. Whoops. And then I'll flip that over because it's a bit wet on the other side. Now we'll go the other way. We've got the checkered one. I did all the workshop cards I did yesterday for the new year, and I loved working with this paper. It was so pretty, and there's so many options. Normally I'll have a browse through different sites like the Demonstrator Planning Place. I'm a member in that. And then there's Pinterest and all that, and usually you have a look through and try and get some ideas, but this time there was nothing there, so because it's only new, so I just winged it and went from the top of my head, and I think they're really nice. I like them, what I've designed, and they're all just freehand from out of my head, because when you get something new come out, there's really not many samples around to look at. So we just winged it. I'm sure the girls will love them. Annette, who's on watching, I think she was watching. I've asked her this morning if I could borrow some of her stamp ink pads, because all the cards are using the same inks, and when you've only got one set of each, it's a little bit hard to work with 8 or 12 ladies with one lot of ink pads. So normally I don't do a product-based class. I do all different cards with different colours. So that's what it should look like when you finish that. So now we're going to flip it over and just take a pair of scissors, and I suggest a small pair. Don't get a real big pair unless that's what you're used to working with. And we're just going to trim around. I'll just get my little dish so we don't end up with glue everywhere. All these have got a bit of glue on the back, and just trim right along that edge. Try not to cut into your cardstock, but level with the edge of that. It looks better once it's all trimmed off as well. You may need to give it mine's pretty much stuck, so sometimes you need to give it a little bit of time to dry, but so far so good. They're not moving. Trim all those off. And then up this side. So if you're in the US and you do a smaller one, I would still do the 6x3 paper, and because you're not wasting a real lot, it's just a smidge that you're cutting off. We all do waste a little bit of stuff every now and then. I know I do. If I've done something wrong and I can't fix it, there's a bin right by my feet that it goes into. Yes. Oh, hello, Debbie from Gympie, and Audrey from the Netherlands. I think in the Netherlands you might be fairly late at night over there. Yes, Bronwyn, I love this paper. and I'm not normally a yellow person. So my points are down here at the bottom, and as you can see, we have missed a couple of bits, but that's not going to be a problem because that's going to get covered, and it's going to go on that mat there and then onto that there. Now, with your greeting, I'll show you what I have done. Now, you've got all these pieces spare, so you could do a second card. I'm going to use one of the pieces inside. You could start with just 2 strips of DSP, that way you wouldn't have so many left over. You could use the back side of your papers instead of just one side, but you have got those for another card. You could go to a different mat in between on your second card. So I would have chosen a blue to do another one. I could do that. I might do that when we're finished. I'll do a blue and I'll put the both of them up there to see what they look like. But I am going to use one on the inside just to replicate the front of the card. So this here, my greeting, I've used, and I know these are retiring. I don't know why. I use them so much. They're the decal circles. They're so popular. And also, I think the decal rectangles are going as well, which I use those a lot. We don't seem to keep stuff for very long with Stampin' Up, and they change it. But I'm going to keep using them anyway. So I've used that for my background mat, the blue mat there. I've cut one of those, and then the white one, this is just the stylish shape stars. It's just got little stitching around it. And as I mentioned earlier, I've stamped down in this bottom corner because I'll stick this on here first. I'm going to put this one here. I've got the whole lot up on dimensionals. I've stuck the white flat on the green, which I'll do that again. You could do it the reverse, which I might do that today. I'll put the blue one flat and put this one up. So I'll stick that down first. Dimensionals, which are here. Morning, Gail from Mackay. Bev Jones, good morning, thank you. Lovely paper. It's available to anyone from early January next year. It's in the new mini catalogue that's coming up for Stampin' Up. Even if you're not a Stampin' Up demonstrator, you can still order it. Let me know if you need any information about it. Thanks, Bev. So I'm going to put that up first onto the blue. Get my scrap bin as well. I'll centre that on there. This, I'll show you where I got the greeting from as well. It's out of this, and I use this one a lot too because it's got every greeting that you'd ever need. Simply Said, and it's just the birthday wishes. This happy birthday was a little bit long, but there's a thinking of you, just a note, hello. There's lots of nice ones on there. So that goes there. Now this one here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it flat, and I'm just going to work that out like so, so that it covers that corner. I want to make sure that the corner is not going to, this one, no, not that one. Yes, this other one. I didn't go far enough down with the white, and you can just see the little point there. It's not too bad, but I didn't really want it like that. So this one here, make sure it comes up a little bit further. Make sure that's inside, and I think it's going to be okay there. What we'll do is flip it over. No, I won't flip it over. I'll keep going this way and work it from the back. I think that should be... We can always cut it again if we need to. So I've done that, and then I'm just going to take a pencil and mark around that as to where I want to cut it. And I'm pretty sure that that point there is inside that white. If it's not, I'll cut a fraction more off. So we're going like that, and it's still inside that there. So I'm just going to cut this and hold my breath and hope it's right. Cut that across there. You can, if you've got a pencil line, you can usually cut reasonably straight. I I did cut through a few dimensionals, but that's okay. And that turned out perfect. So that's going to pop into the corner, and it's going flat. So you can either put your white one up on dimensionals or the blue. Doesn't matter which way you go. So I'm just going to put this piece flat on there. We can put some decorations. I'm putting that right back into the corner of that, like so. That covers up your points at the bottom. And then this mat will go onto there, just straight down. You could decorate with a ribbon, a bit of bow, or a bit of a bow or something if you want. Possibilities are endless. So that goes onto the blue. Thanks, Linda. This design's been around for a while, but I think it gets changed every time someone does it, so it's pretty good. So that's what it will look like. That will go straight on there. Once you get, I keep getting glue on this, which I don't like because it makes a mess all over the back of your card. I'll miss doing my lives while I'm away. As I said before, we're down at Kirra, which is about an hour and a half drive from here, down south. It's just before the New South Wales border. Coolangatta is the next bit over the border. So we're just above that. And then I will do some live videos just of the area and where we're staying. I found out this morning my daughter and her husband are on the 4th floor. We always book at the same time every year, and we not once have we ended up on the same floor every year. And it helps us because we all eat in the same room, usually our room, and we would like to be on the same floor. Saves you carting your stuff up and down the lift all the time. But never once have we been on the same floor, and we always ask for it on the same floor, but it never happens. And I said to her this morning, you'll hear me from down there if we end up on the same floor. She said, yes, Mum, we'll die if we're on the same floor, so we'll wait and see. My daughter and her husband have got the 4th floor, and they've got an ocean view, but they're not above the pool. We had above the pool last year, and it was so loud with people in the pool yelling and screaming. And what's that pool game? Marco Polo. Oh, I got sick of that. So yeah, hopefully, maybe we might end up on the same level. We'll see. But we go down Tuesday. I'm going to put one, and I'm going to pick this nice, pretty one here. Probably this one. And it will go, I'm going to put it, we'll go the other way this time. We'll go to there, that way, and up the top. And I'm just going to glue it on and then just trim that point off. Actually, I might put the point, I trimmed the point off on the other one, so I'll leave it on this one, and I'll trim the bottom when we get to it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue up there. Doesn't have to go right to the bottom with this. You could put a piece on each side. I don't use a lot of space for writing, or need a lot of space for writing a greeting, so it wouldn't matter if I put two bits. I'm going to put this level, I might leave it just a tiny gap. I'm putting the point right to the top, and I'll leave a little gap at the sides, just to sort of coordinate it with the front. So you could always put another piece over that side if you wish, but then it's sort of not giving you that much room to write. And that's stuck at the top, and then I'll just trim this off at the bottom. Something different. You could stamp a greeting inside as well. Yes, it does look sunny, this paper. Very pretty paper. As soon as I saw it in the catalogue, it's the one that stood out the most. There are a couple of papers that I did get, but this one I do love. I'm not into 6x6 paper very often, because when you do a workshop, you only get 4 sheets of each pattern. So you're limited to how you end up having to buy 2 or 3 packs of the same paper and all the same colour gets used, or all the same pattern gets used every time. So it's not my favourite to buy 6x6. So that's the inside of my card. Fairly simple to do, and I'm pretty sure I've still got enough. 1, 2, 3. I might not. Where did I put all my other pieces? No, I probably haven't got enough for another card. I've only got 3 left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, not enough for another card, but we can use those on something else. We can cut up another one piece and make it enough for another card. So that's that, and then I shall put some of these party dots. These, no, they're not in this same suite. I'm not sure what suite they belong to now, but we'll put a couple on. Pick tool. I'll use these bigger ones. Just scatter a few up in this vacant spot up here, like so. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit different to the first one. I don't mind this, well, I think it's close to pecan pie, the colour of that card. And this is my Oops card. My Oops one that I did that out of a different paper, and it was upside down, ups all over the place. So that's it. There was a couple of other things. Oh, my YouTube videos, I've recorded, because as you know, you probably should know by now, I record my videos so that I'm not hassling or running late doing them on a Monday morning. So I record ahead of time. I have recorded enough videos to go through until the 20th of January. So if you're part of if you've subscribed to my YouTube and you still want to watch some videos, they're there. They will be there every Monday. They're scheduled to go up on and right through till the 20th of January. That will give me time to start some more when I get back. So I've done all that. I mentioned that. I mentioned the PDFs for these will be in the Files tab. Thanks, Corinne. Yeah, I don't mind this one as well. A couple of oopses on it as well with that little bit of the corner, but it's not too bad, and it's a different paper altogether. Thanks, Jenny. Thanks, Corinne. I noticed this morning also, I normally check on my in my craft room tips and tutorials page. It gives me all the managed type things that you have to manage in the group. And I keep a check on the potential spam folder. We haven't had any potential spam for over a month now. So thanks to everyone who does remind me if there's something there. But I think not sharing links, I know it's not suitable for everybody not to share a link, but I'm sure there's plenty of stuff in my Files tab for you to go through to create for yourself. So if you follow some other YouTube person, that's fine. It doesn't bother me, but I'm sure you'll find plenty in mine to keep you busy. So just no sharing of links. And also, if you invite someone into the group, just let them know you're inviting them, because there are a couple of questions there that they need to answer. One, why they wish to join the group, and also that they agree to the rules. So just notify them that you're inviting them in, not just inviting them, because I send back a little notification to say you haven't answered the questions. Thanks, Jenny. I will have a lovely holiday. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Michelle. And love the middle one. Yes, I think because this stands out. If I do another one, I'd do the blue in between those, because you can't quite see it as much in that, but I'll change one around. I might do another one with the leftover bits this morning. And thanks, Beryl. And I will have a lovely holiday. I think that's all I had on my thing. Spam notifications. Yes, that's everything. I will pin the replay of this to the featured tab, so you can hop in there if you missed the beginning or you want to go back and see how to do it. and also the PDF will be in the files tab. And have a lovely Christmas, everybody, and a safe and healthy new year. And I shall catch you all again in 2025. Bye for now.